Welcome back to the Coaching in Early Intervention Training and Mentorship Program podcast series. Today we will attempt to clarify a common question we have been asked. Why is Kentucky's early intervention system only using coaching? The evolution of First Steps in Kentucky is a national model on systems change. This dramatic progress was initiated back in 2003. At that time, First Steps was significantly over budget and out of compliance with federal law. The Office of Special Education Programs at a federal level determined that Kentucky needed intervention to come into compliance. Systemic changes were instituted at that time and enforced that changed First Steps. Now, serving over twice the number of children, in compliance with the federal law, and operating within budget. A central driving force for this transformation was a movement towards the primary service provider model in 2004. At that time, we made the regulatory change out of necessity, with little training or guidance to support implementation by providers. More recently, OSEP has developed a results-driven accountability system to better align its activities and use resources to more effectively support states' capacity to drive systems change that leads to results at the local level. States could no longer just meet compliance. Funding at a state level would be impacted by child and family outcomes related to implementing evidence-based practices. With a stable history of compliance and meeting program requirements since 2011, Kentucky has continued to utilize its expansive stakeholder group and implementation science practices to sustain comprehensive, systemic innovation deeply rooted in our vision from 2004. The stakeholder group chose to focus on 4 evidence-based practices: coaching as a parent-mediated intervention, routines-based interventions, natural environments, and strengths-based coaching. The Coaching in Early Intervention Training and Mentorship Program is designed to provide the foundational knowledge and supports for implementation of these evidence-based practices. Our program clearly centers on coaching as an interaction style to frame sessions with providers. We have developed a model research-based framework for early intervention sessions that can be implemented with all caregivers. Joint planning, observation, action practice, feedback, and reflection are key components. So it is not a specific or exclusive intervention strategy, as some have suggested. Kentucky's early intervention system also emphasizes that intervention occurs during everyday opportunities the child has to develop and learn throughout the day with the important people in their lives. A typical 2-year-old is awake about 84 hours a week, so intervention really occurs with caregivers between visits from providers. A coaching approach is used to help families realize their critical role in making the most impact on their child's development and to support them in capturing opportunities in their daily lives to achieve these outcomes. Similarly, we have used the word consultation in Kentucky since 2004 to describe our visits with children and caregivers. There are clear differences between these two interaction styles. In traditional consultation, the therapist is the expert, leads the session, and focuses on the child. Whereas in coaching, the caregiver is the focus, is the expert, and jointly plans the session. Coaching is more consistent with early intervention, while consultation is more consistent with clinic-based or home health medical therapy. As with almost all early intervention services, The coaching model is not discipline specific and is supported by our national associations, the Division of Early Childhood, the American Occupational Therapy Association, the American Speech and Hearing Association, and the American Physical Therapy Association. The coaching approach is also strongly supported by research. Coaching has strong research support as an adult learning help-giving model. This research demonstration can be found in a number of fields and specific to early childhood applications. All providers are early interventionists, and all disciplines continue to be valuable stakeholders in Kentucky's early intervention system. So as early intervention providers, we partner with families. Families bring the expertise of the child, the family, their routines and activities, and their priorities and concerns, while providers bring their discipline-specific expertise. Coaching is one strategy used by all interventionists, regardless of discipline. The routines-based interview and the IFSP team still determine the primary service provider or primary coach. The primary service provider may need coaching with discipline-specific providers in order to support the family in addressing their priorities or concerns. The feedback and plan modeling components of coaching allow the coach to share the expertise of their field with both families and other providers. We hope you found this information helpful in answering questions you may have about coaching as an exclusive approach. As always, if you have additional questions, feel free to use the Coaches Service account, coaches@louisville.edu. Thanks for listening.